This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Hey guys, Big Paul here today. Wrapping up week 2 of my off-season. Getting the training cranking, getting the gear going, getting the food pushed back up, just getting this thing rolling. Always starting cycles off after being off for a while is weird for me. It takes a while for my body to kind of settle in. A lot of times a month or two. That's why I like running longer cycles. I don't feel like I kind of hit a homeostatic point with health markers and just getting in a groove with everything until a couple months in. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, is just getting shit cranked back up and getting reacclimated to being in this environment again. Anyway, we're going to dig into it all in just 1 second. All right, so week 2, this is weight from today. I did my check-in with Justin the other day. It was a little lighter. It was really weird. Well, it's not weird, I guess, when I think about it. But I only thing I ran on cruise was just testosterone, just 250 milligrams of testosterone a week. No GH, no insulin, just a little bit of metformin, but that was really it. And I was kind of holding around 264. Fasted weight 270 for my daytime weight during the cruise phase, and like the first couple days after I started the growth hormone and the gear back up, my weight jumped up like 7-8 pounds. I think it was just water weight from the GH. I'm guessing could have been from the insulin. I don't know, additional carbs, but that seemed to have pulled back down. My weight pulled back down, and then I'm up probably about 2 pounds from the start. I'm definitely a little bloated. 266 is my fasted weight right now. 274 was my daytime weight. I put this in here just because every fucking time I put a video up, somebody asks me how tall I am. I've said it a million times. I'm like right around 6'2". When they measured me at the bodybuilding show, because I thought about doing classic, I was just a hair under 6'2". So I'm 6'1" and like 3/4 or 5'8", something like that. I used to be taller when I was younger. I was almost 6'3". I've shrunk as I've gotten older. I don't know how that fucking works. I guess your spine gets compacted or whatever, but I'm not as tall as I was in my 20s. Fasted glucose, it's been in the high 90s. It's been fine. Health, I feel okay. The only issue I've been having is some blood pressure control, and this always happens to me when I start cycles up, especially with Primo. The only thing that Primo does to me that seems to be negative is when I first started, it does seem to spike my blood pressure. Once I get settled in, I'm okay. Last year during the off season, I had to drop the telmisartan and switch to X-Forge, which has a calcium channel blocker on top of the ARB in it. You can even get an X-Forge that has a little bit of a diuretic if you're carrying a bunch of water. I try to stay away from that in the off season, but I may swap it out for X-Forge here in a bit and put the calcium channel blocker in too, just to get my blood pressure back down. It's been running high. It's been like high 130s over high 80s over the last week. It goes up and down though. It's all over the place. Like sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's not. But usually I found like once I get like 6-8 weeks into the cycle that it settles down. That's part of the reason why I usually taper up. I started off this cycle with 1.2 grams right out of the gate. I have never used that much right out of the gate on a cycle. All right, so progress pics from this week. Front, side. I'm still, for being in the off season, this is pretty much was my peak off season weight last year. I think daytime weight. I think the highest I got last winter was like 272, 273 was my peak daytime weight. But I'm still pretty lean. You can see my abs. I'm just in my front relaxed. You can still see a little bit of my serratus. Although I got a ton of hair here, you can't really see much because of the fucking hair. My hair, the hair gets out of control of me. I got to trim that up and get a tan. But still got some separation in my legs. I don't know what my body fat is. It's probably in the low teens, I would guess, or somewhere between 12 and 15, I would say. I don't know. I don't think I'm 15, but I'm carrying a fair amount of muscle right now. So, and it's also, I'm carrying a fair amount of water. I've been really, really clean with my diet. I have not had a cheat so far on my off season. I'm going 2 weeks without a cheat. I think I am going to have a cheat tonight. But we'll see. I've been really trying to cut down on the cheat meals because it negatively affects my blood pressure and my lipids. So I don't know. It's just not worth it to me. I build them in my clients' diets just more for psychological reasons to keep people from losing their fucking minds. So I put it in there, or if they want to go out with a date with their girlfriend, wife, partner, whatever, it keeps them so they, it can keep them happy, which is also important. But I, thus far, have not cheated 2 weeks in, so I think I probably will have like a couple cheats a month, like one every other week or something. Just keep it very moderate, very minimum. I did enough cheats on my cruise to last me for the rest of the off season. I got a little sloppy there. Sloppier than I normally do. I mean, I'm usually, when I'm locked in on my diet, I'm fucking locked in. I'm sort of an all or none kind of guy. All right, so my rear shots here. I say it every week, but this is kind of where I carry my fat. I don't carry as much of it up front. It's usually in my lower back and my lats, and plus it's hard to see what's going on there with all my back hair. There's way too much back here. I need to trim that shit up and get it cleaned up. My hamstrings are still separated, and there is, you can still see the outline of my glutes. So I don't know. All in all, not too bad. I think I look better in person than I do in the photos. But it's off season. It's ugly. That's how it goes. So the diet. Justin played with the diet a little bit. Nothing crazy. He said, from check-in to check-in, my weight was exactly the same, even though I had the weight spike in the middle of the week, and then it came back down, which we determined was probably water weight. But he pushed my protein and carbs up just a tad on my low days. So I think it was at 55 protein and 50 carbs per meal. Before, now we are at 60 and 60, and I think he also bumped up my fats on the medium days from 7 to 10. We really keep the fats pretty low in this diet. There's no fats pre and post workout. High day, once again, I'll reiterate, the high day a week, 2 training days a week, non-consecutive days. High day is, we keep the fats as low as possible. Mostly lean fat sources. I just eat chicken and cod typically on the high day, and we do for the carb sources. It's 50-50. You can do half sugary sources, half starchy sources. So my carb sources on the high day are the rice and cream of rice primarily, and then for the sugary sources, I'll do orange juice. I will do apple pie filling, and I'll do some breakfast cereals. People are asking me about the fructose in orange juice because fructose isn't really the greatest for replenishing glycogen. If you actually look at how much really fructose is in orange juice, it's not much. It's mostly fucking sugar, which is half fructose, right? I forget how sucrose breaks down, but anyway. Current PEDs, nothing has changed since last week. Everything's the same. I was planning on titrating up a little bit this coming week, in the third week, but I think I might hold tight because my blood pressure, I need to get the blood pressure fixed first. I don't want to push up higher if my blood pressure is fucked up. So right now I'm 500 milligrams test, 300 milligrams EQ, 400 primo. 6 units of, people always ask me if I'm using generic or GH or pharma GH. I use generic blue top GH. I will tell you, and I've said this a million times, people are like, is the pharma better than the generic? GH is either fucking GH or it's not. It either has 191 or 192 amino acids or it doesn't. So there isn't a better 191 or 192. It's just it either is or it isn't. Now strength and dosing might vary from one to the other, but but it's either GH or it's not. And you can tell that from your blood work. If your IGF-1 levels are elevated from the GH, then you got real GH. And I've had really good luck with the cheap generic stuff. I've run generic before and I've run pharma before, and I've seen zero difference between my blood panel results between the two. And for me, it's not worth paying 5 times as much for pharma GH when the generic works just as well. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with that. I hear these pros all the time saying, well, pharma is way better, pharma. And when you ask them why, they just say because it's pharma. They don't even know why it's better. They just say it's better. It's kind of like, is a Mercedes really better than a Honda? They both get you from point A to point B. One does it cheaper. One looks, has the nice, pretty emblem on the front of it. So you're paying for a name, really, with the pharma stuff. And my bet is that they're probably both made in the same fucking factory. There's only a few factories in the whole world that make growth hormone. So, and I would be willing to bet that the factories in China that make the pharma grade GH are the same ones that are rolling out the generic. I'm also taking 1,000 milligrams of metformin. I'm going to bump that up to 1,500. Taking 1,500 milligrams of berberine, 80 milligrams of telmisartan. Human log on the high days, laying 25 units of Lantus every day before bed. Training, I'm week 2 of the 6-week block. If for those of you that are interested in my training program, I have the spreadsheet on my website. You can download for free if you want a copy of my training program. I just do a periodized volume program where the volume ratchets up from week 1 to week 6. Everybody that tries it, they reach out to me after week 1 and they're like, dude, are you sure this is right? This is too easy. And then by the time they're at week 4 or week 5, they're like, holy fuck, this is the hardest workout I've ever done. So don't let the volume fool you, you high intensity guys. I put some hit guys through this workout and it will put you through the paces. Rep scheme is nothing to failure. I don't, people ask me what RI are you using? I don't overthink it. I really don't. I just, when I get to the point where I feel like mechanical form is about to break down, I stop. I'm not going to try to eke out another fucking sloppy rep just to get an extra rep. I'm not going to do that. On isolation movements, right now I'm doing around 15 reps on that. 15 minutes of HIIT cardio 3 times per week. Somebody asked me how I do my HIIT cardio. It's usually the elliptical or the cycle, and it's 40 seconds at a moderate pace, 20 seconds at an all-out sprint is how I do it. Plans and thoughts. No, the diet was perfect this week. No cheats. I mentioned it before. I think I'm going to switch to X4 for the blood pressure to see if I can get it down. I'm waiting for my blood pressure to get under control before I increase the doses. Feedback from Justin. He was giving me shit about not doing my cardio. I'll be honest with you guys. I have been slacking on the cardio. I just fucking hate doing cardio. Even though it's just a short amount of it, I just despise doing cardio. It bores the fuck out of me. And honestly, my workouts are pretty long and a pretty brisk pace. I almost feel like those themselves are sort of like doing HIIT cardio. Anyway, But maybe not. But yeah, I know I need to do it, and I'll get back on it. I call my clients out for not following the plan, and I have not been doing cardio. I'll admit it. He wants me to be 285 lean this off season. I think that's very doable. I mean, I'm only 13 pounds off, or not even that, 11 pounds off from that right now. I don't know. Maybe he means fasted weight, so that would be probably more like 290, 295. But if I keep on track, health is fine. I think that should be doable. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. Take care. For coaching or consultations, head over to www.anabolicbodybuilding.com to book your spot today. I can help you with optimizing hormones, fat loss, muscle gain, physique, athletic performance, nutrition, and health. For more information, shoot me an email at bigp3rd@gmail.com.